Have you ever noticed how weird it is that the more you make, the less free you actually feel? You work hard, you get the promotions, you watch your salary go up, but somehow you're still waking up with that exact same heavy feeling of being stuck. You have more cash in the bank, but you don't actually own a single extra hour of your own day. Many professionals find themselves with increased income, yet burdened by endless meetings, sacrificing personal time for career advancement. I'm Kit. And yes, you're looking at my AI digital twin right now. I use this system to protect my privacy and keep this channel running while I navigate my own transition. But even though the pixels on your screen are virtual, my story is completely real. I spent almost 20 years in corporate finance, managing giant company budgets, optimizing flows, and managing risk. But behind closed doors, I was falling into the exact same expensive traps as every corporate professional. The traps that secretly keep your golden handcuffs locked tighter every single month without you even realizing it. Today, let's talk about the 7 hidden habits keeping you tired, stressed, and locked to your desk, making it seem like you are further and further from that freedom you are looking for. I structured these types of traps into 7 big categories. Let's start with trap number 1, what I call the paying to survive tax. When you're working 50 or 60 hours a week, you literally don't have the time or energy to live. So you start paying other people to handle every single basic human task just so you can get through the week. You buy premium pre-made meals, pay for expensive grocery deliveries, and send out all your laundry. You hire people to walk your dog, clean your apartment, and run your basic errands. Individually, these seem like time savers, but together, they're draining your accounts. You aren't spending this money because you want to. You're spending it to survive your work week. It's money you only spend because your job leaves you too exhausted to do anything else. So there is your trap. The more you earn, the more you have to spend for convenience, the more you have to work to earn even more, and the cycle repeats. Trap number 2 is what I call boardroom armor. As you probably noticed, in the corporate world, there's this unspoken pressure to look like you're succeeding. Many believe that dressing the part elevates their status, but it often leads to unnecessary financial burdens and emotional struggles. We spend thousands on fancy work clothes, designer bags, and premium shoes, and all just to walk into meeting rooms that we secretly wish we could run away from. Add in the constant upkeep of salon visits, nails, and hair, and the bills start piling up. I'm excited and what meeting to go Osbum for this month. I used to spend so much money building this version of myself just to feel like I belonged. Many people invest heavily in status symbols to fit in, often leading to financial stress and unpaid bills. But honestly, the moment you build a real exit plan, you realize you don't need to impress those rooms anymore and finally manage to avoid this trap. Trap number 3 is the high cost of desperate weekend escapes. We all love to travel, but corporate travel is often just a coping mechanism. It's a last-minute sprint to escape your manager's weekend emails. You've probably been in this situation. You book an overpriced luxury hotel for 48 hours just to force yourself to disconnect. But because you're short on time, you pay a massive premium for speed and convenience. You spend thousands of dollars for a tiny weekend break, only to land right back in the same stressful cycle. So the take on this would be, true rest doesn't require expensive escapes. It just requires changing the daily routine that's burning you out. Trap number 4, the I deserve this upgrade. When you're deeply stressed, your brain starts looking for quick rewards to feel better. You tell yourself, I work 80 hours a week. I deserve this nicer car lease, or you rent a much bigger, more expensive apartment to make up for how unhappy you are at work. But every time you raise your monthly bills, you push your freedom date further away. You might have a nicer, more comfortable cell, but you're still locked inside it. And there is the realization. The ultimate luxury isn't a bigger space. It's having an unhurried, peaceful mind. Trap number 5 is the silent danger of late night shopping therapy. It's late on a Thursday night. You just finished a really frustrating work call. You open a shopping app and start buying high-end things you don't even need. This isn't about the product. It's a quick way to feel like you have some control over your life. You're trading your hard-earned money for a temporary splash of dopamine. You can stop buying things and start buying back your years. Put that money at work towards your future financial freedom rather than quick impulse shopping. Trap number 6. Obsessing over the small stuff while ignoring the big picture. A lot of people spend hours stressing over canceling a $5 subscription or saving on coffee, but they completely ignore the high-value professional skills they already have. If you work in corporate, your expertise is worth a lot of money to the right people. Instead of saving pennies, focus on how you can package your skills into high-paying freelance or consulting work. Real freedom comes from using your skills to build leverage, not from cutting out every little thing that brings you joy. Finally, trap number 7. The 65 and tired retirement plan. Most of us hand our money over to advisors who focus on traditional long-term retirement. They put your money in accounts that are locked away until you're in your 60s. But your goal isn't just to be rich when you're old. Your goal is to own your time next year. If all your savings are locked up where you can't touch them, you can't use them to fund your exit. We need to make sure our savings align with when we actually want to leave. Once you spot these traps, you can start reclaiming that corporate tax and keeping it for yourself. You start to realize that your day job isn't your permanent identity. It's simply the investor funding your transition to something better. By cutting out these 7 traps, your day-to-day living costs drop significantly. At the exact same time, your savings start growing much faster. Suddenly, the meetings, the politics, and the daily corporate stress lose all their power over you. You aren't trapped by your salary anymore. You're just executing an orderly exit plan. As a final note, if you would like to start tracking your own timeline, you can download my simple exit templates in the link below. Hit that subscribe button to join our community of corporate builders. Stop managing everyone else's corporate goals and start tracking your own runway. I'll see you next week.